waistband then to do ankle mobility to start with. So pop the band just above or just below your toes. And then go wide enough so that you've got some tension on the band, okay? So we're going to start with external rotation, and you're going to take the foot as far as you can to the side and back again. Try not to twist the hips as you do this, just try and let the movement come from the ankle. Try not to lift the toes really high either, just enough to clear the floor and rotate. And do 10 of those on this side and 10 on the other. Let's switch to the other side. Don't rush it, just nice and steady. Good, when you've done that, I want you to roll out onto the outside of your feet. You must be in barefoot to do this, don't do this in shoes. Good, and then we're going to repeat it. We'll start with the opposite foot this time. So we start with the left, start with the right this time. Good. Be really strict about keeping the hips facing forward, so you're not rotating the pelvis. And then roll it out to the outside of the feet. And then one last step. Last set, rolling out. Yeah, relax. Just finish that off for me. And then we're going to do some squats. Okay, so squatting, we should be able to squat and we should be able to go into a deep squat as well. Okay, it's an important function. So we're going to start this time with the feet wider than hip width, as if we were going to do a sumo squat. Okay, feet are pointing forwards for me. They can go out a tiny bit, like 10 to 12%, but hardly anything at all. Okay, from that position, you're going to drop down and all the way back up. Just go to what feels comfortable. If you can go all the way down, great, but don't force anything. Let's do 5 actually. Cute, nice and slowly. And all the way up. Okay, now bring the feet in a tiny bit. We're still slightly wider than hip width apart. And again, all the way down for 5, just nice and slowly. You can bring the arms in front. Good. Good. And then bring the feet. They're just wider than shoulder width, just. Go for 5. Good. Now we bring them into the shoulder width apart. All right, steady pace. And then we come in a bit closer, about hip width apart. And then bring the feet almost together. And then the last set of feet are together. And all the way up, good work. Well done. Okay, so lying onto our back, we're going to do ankle mobility. So we'll start with clockwise rotations on the left side for me. So right leg is straight, left leg is bent. Just hold just behind the knee and rotate clockwise for me. So nice slow pace. And you're trying to go for full range of movement. Maybe just a touch slower than what you're doing now. Nice and steady. Good. Another 15 seconds and then we'll switch sides. And recover. Okay, switch sides, exactly the same thing. Hold just behind the knee and then clockwise. And just see if this side feels any different to the other side. Fifteen more seconds, just nice and steady. Remember, we tend to rush things when we lack function. Sometimes when it's a bit tougher, you have to tell yourself to slow down. Change sides, this time anti-clockwise for me. Ten more seconds. And change sides, anti-clockwise. Fifteen more seconds. Now switch sides. This last one, we're going to point the toes and we're going to flex the foot. So point away from you, then pull the foot towards your body. Good. Again, don't rush it. We've got 15 seconds left. And recover, change sides, last one for ankle mobilization. Point and flex. So we take the ankle into plantar flexion as we point and back into dorsiflexion as we pull the toes towards our body. Fifteen more seconds. And recover. Okay, we're going to do hip synchronizers. So take your feet just slightly wider than hip width apart. Make sure they're both pointing forward so they're parallel to the edge of the mat, okay? And then we're going to go work side to side when you're ready. So just nice and slowly, arms are out at your side, palms are facing up. Just really steady pace. Now, if you can move further to one side than the other, try and match both sides. So don't let one side drop all the way to the ground and then the other be quite a way off the ground. Try and match them. And also don't work into any pinching or pain. Stop just before. It's nice, steady pace. We're working the hips through internal and external rotation. Good. Good, well, we're halfway. Nice and steady. Good, we're into our final minute now. Good, last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. And recover. Okay, stay in the top position. Take your right foot on top of your left knee. And we're going to go over to the left until your foot touches the ground. Now, what should happen if you have good hip mobility is the knee should point directly up to the ceiling and the shin should be vertical. So mine isn't. So I'm gently going to press my knee out, see if I can get as close to that position as I can. And we're going to hold. Don't force it. It shouldn't be unbearable. Just take it gently to that end point and then hold. So don't worry if the shin's not completely vertical. Mine isn't quite there this morning. It was last night, but not this morning. I'm just going to hold. So we're working the hip into external rotation and the pelvis is rotated. Give 20 more seconds. And then come back to the center for me. Now switch legs, left foot onto the right knee. We're going to go over to the right side. Let's have a look. That side's a bit better for me. And then just gently press if you need to and hold. After we've done this one, we're going to come up into a standing position and do standing wall twist is what it's called. We've got 30 more seconds here. And then just gently come back to the center, put both feet on the floor and come up to a standing position. Okay, so this is going to be our last exercise, standing wall twist. So you need a wall for this. So you're going to come about a foot away from the wall, okay, and your leg that's on the outside furthest away from the wall is going to come in front of the other foot. There's about a foot or half a foot gap between your 2 feet, okay. In this position, I want you to tense the quads, okay, but don't lock the knee out completely. Just make sure it's not hyperextended, okay. And now from that position, put your hands on your hips, okay, and you're going to rotate from the hips, not the shoulders, from the hips towards the wall, and then put your hands about chest level and stay in that position. We're going to hold this for 90 seconds, and you're going to keep the quads tense, but keep squeezing the quads. So pelvic rotation. Remember the hands are chest height, not shoulder height. Good work. Good, we've got 30 seconds left. Ten more seconds. Yeah, relax. Okay, right, turn around. Okay, put the outside foot, remember, about a foot to a foot and a half directly in front of the other leg. Tense the quads for me, the front of the thighs, hands on hips. Twist from the pelvis. Okay, and then put hands chest height. And hold, keep tensing the quads. You might find that one side was easier than the other. Keep tensing the front and the back quad for me. The other thing I forgot to mention, you kind of need to do at the start of this exercise, is make sure your weight is kind of evenly distributed between the front and the back foot. Tense in the quads. Here we've got 30 seconds left. Fifteen seconds. Last 5. Yeah, really clever. Okay, come out of that. That's it. That's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. Have a good day. See you later.